The church is packed with people as Pastor Clarence prays over Cody Bertrand at his funeral. The Bertrands watch and listen carefully as the pastor gives a sermon. Linda Bertrand is not happy that the pastor implies her son is in hell because of how he lived his life. She kind of looks like Precious's mom. She confronts the preacher, but Clarence reminds her that Cody died after being shot by the old woman he was robbing. He mentions that the Bertrand boys are known for causing trouble in their small town, and she should be happy that they are praying for the dead man and even paid for his funeral service. This pastor is doing the most. Ava tries to calm Linda, but Linda shuts her up. When the pastor's wife, Jean, tries to calm her down, Linda takes off the clothes that were given to her by Jean. She orders her sons to take Cody's dead body from the casket and out of the church, leaving everyone horrified. This is the most ratchet-ass funeral I done ever seen. Ava's best friend Rona voices her disgust with the Bertrand family's attitude. She doesn't understand how Ava ended up marrying into that family. However, despite everyone talking badly about the Bertrands, Ava insists on following her husband and taking him home. Clarence and Jean apologize to their daughter Ava for how the ceremony turned out. Clarence assures her that he tried his best. They are not pleased that their daughter is married to a Bertrand, but because Ava asked them to lead the service, they complied. Ava finds the Bertrands burying Cody in front of their house. She apologizes to them for what happened, but they still blame her for the embarrassment they faced. When she finds her husband Dallas, she tries to offer him some comfort. However, Dallas is furious about how the churchgoers treated them during and after the ceremony. Ava assures him that no one was laughing at them, but Dallas points out that Ava has always been trying to change him and his ways. Ava says it's because she loves him, but Dallas doesn't see it that way. He tells Ava to get out of the truck or he will drag her out. Ava follows Dallas to the bar and convinces him to come home because he has work the next day. The other brothers don't like Ava taking Dallas away from them, but the oldest, Morris, tells Ava to wait for Dallas in the car and he'll talk to him. Ava then bumps into an old friend, Benji. Okay, Ava needs to grab this fine-ass man instead. When the Bertrand boys walk out of the bar, they threaten to beat up Benji again if he comes close to Ava. Benji walks away, and Ava tries to get Dallas to sit in the passenger seat of their car while she drives. However, Dallas wants to drive even though he's drunk. Morris orders him to listen to Ava, and Dallas snaps at his older brother. Feeling disrespected, Morris punches him and drags him to the passenger seat. In the middle of the night, Ava wakes up to find Dallas on the bathroom floor. He's drunk, crying, and asking Ava why she's with him, even though he's not worth it. We all agree. Megan Good is fine, and this average drunk loser is with her. He even mentions killing his father. Then Ava holds him close. Dallas walks out on his wife the next day, not wanting to discuss what happened the night before. On the way to work, Rona says she doesn't understand why Ava stays with Dallas, even though he treats her badly. Later that night, Dallas leaves Ava behind and heads to the restaurant for dinner with Rona and Jim. By the time Ava arrives, Dallas has had a few drinks. He complains about how Ava is trying to change him and how it's suffocating him. Then he says he wants a divorce, announcing it loud enough for everyone close to hear. Rona about to throw hands to protect her bestie. He says Ava can have the house and they don't have to worry about alimony because they are lucky they don't have kids. Jim tries to reason with his best friend while Rona offers to give Ava a ride home. Ava cries in the car, mentioning the mean things Dallas has said to her over the years. He has told her he will not want her when she's older. Rona assures her that she looks great and that the best years of her life are ahead of her after the divorce. Megan Good is 40 years old? Ain't no way, because my 30-year-old white ass is giving 50. Before they part ways, Rona hands Ava a list of all the bad things Dallas has done to her since they met. Ava drives to her parents' house that night to take some time off. The next day, she reveals to them that Dallas wants a divorce even though she did her best to be a good wife. Jean finds the list and apologizes to Ava for not being able to help her. She tells Ava how proud she is of her and reminds her she shouldn't have let anyone treat her the way Dallas did. Pastor Clarence takes Ava out and she bumps into Benji again. Benji reveals that Clarence has asked him to be there at a certain time to catch up with Ava. She reveals her upcoming divorce with Dallas, and Benji is relieved because he has always thought Ava is too good for her husband. I'm not gay, but this man's arms are looking fine. Right after church, Ava realizes that Benji has attended the service. He tries to talk to her again, offering some advice about going through a divorce because he too had experienced it. So Ava tells him that a relationship is the last thing on her mind right now. Ava knows her parents are trying to set her up with Benji, so she tells them that she needs to heal first and focus on herself. Clarence then plays videos of Ava when she was young, pointing out how happy she looked before marrying Dallas. Then she plays videos of her during her wedding and after marrying Dallas, emphasizing how sad she looks. Clarence advises his daughter not to let anyone treat her badly and reminds her that he respects and loves his wife and that Ava deserves that too. One night at the fair, Ava finds Benji with his daughter and asks if he wants to walk with her. They spend the night in the back of Benji's truck. They talk about how Dallas and his brothers beat up Benji when they were 17 because they caught him in the truck with Ava. Dallas and Ava just broke up then, but they wanted to teach Benji a lesson. Benji admits to thinking how different their lives would have been if Dallas didn't show up that night. Then Ava asks Benji to make love to her. He refuses, saying it's unfair to him if they only do it to get back at Dallas. When Ava goes back to Atlanta, Rona notices how much better and happier she looks. That same day, Dallas receives a photo from his brother, showing Ava and Benji at the fair. He's furious, convinced that Ava's been cheating on him all these years. He goes to the bank where Ava works and makes a scene. Rona tries to get him to leave, but he refuses and yells at her. Rona was ready to slap the goof, saying, "N-word, I don't need this job." He demands that Ava bring her lawyer the next day to sign the divorce papers. Ava shows up the next day with Rona. Dallas's lawyer says she should sign the papers in the presence of her legal counsel, but Ava insists that she read everything and that she will sign even without a lawyer. Later that night, Rona surprises Ava with a party celebrating her and her divorce with Dallas. Look at that cake they got her. I'm deceased. She even invites Benji to spend some time with Ava. Dallas is outside, angry about the divorce and convinced Ava has played him. Jim tells him to leave and not cause any trouble because he was the one who asked for the divorce. When Benji takes Ava home after the party, she asks him to stay the night. Benji warns her that if he stays, he will have her for sure. When Ava gives her consent, Benji doesn't hold back, and they make squeaky bed noises. The next day, Ava is horrified to find Dallas in the dining area having breakfast. Genre really switched up to thriller suspense. He says he will give Ava another chance and that he talked about it with his family. Ava is appalled, hearing Dallas speak as if she's the one at fault. She tells him to leave and that she doesn't care about him anymore. She says he a loser alcoholic, broke as in word. Damn, she really ate him up, just like how Benji ate her last night. Dallas doesn't take her seriously and makes his way upstairs to take a shower. He finds Benji on the bed and immediately starts beating him up. When Ava tries to intervene, Dallas throws her to the bed. Benji fights back and manages to put Dallas in a headlock until he loses consciousness. Ava angrily drags Dallas down the stairs and out of the house before Benji carries him and puts him inside his truck. She done metaphorically and physically dragged his ass. When Rona later finds Dallas waiting outside the bank, she tells Ava to get a restraining order against him. Ava believes Dallas won't cause any more problems, so she decides not to do anything. When Benji goes back to his farm, he finds many of his farm animals dead due to poisoning. He is sure that Dallas did it because of what happened that morning. Rona then strongly advises Ava to get a restraining order. Meanwhile, Gina's in the store when Dallas approaches her. She refuses to talk to him, so he gets angry, starts assaulting her, calls her names, and blames her for the divorce. A fugly man harassing this poor woman and ain't nobody intervene. After finding out that Dallas still follows Ava, Clarence installs cameras in her house and leaves a few guns for her protection. That night, Dallas visits his best friend Jim and is furious to find Benji spending time with Ava. He says he received the restraining order and is now suspended from work. When Rona calls the police to report him, Dallas snaps at her. Jim defends his wife, making him angrier. Dallas reveals that Jim has cheated on Rona before, and Rona says she knows about it, but it almost seems like she doesn't. Damn, bro code went out the trash just like Dallas's family. Clarence learns that Dallas assaulted his wife, so he heads to the Bertrands to confront him. He threatens to shoot Dallas, but Dallas is convinced he doesn't have the guts to do it. Baddie Daddy Preacher Man fires a warning shot. However, Clarence doesn't notice the other Bertrand boys behind him, so he can't defend himself when they shoot him and start beating him up. The Bertrands only stop when Precious's mom tells them to. By the time Ava and Benji arrive at the scene, Clarence is already unconscious inside his truck. To everyone's surprise, Ava has gone missing. They realize she's in her house in Atlanta, waiting for Dallas to show up. While Ava is waiting for Dallas, he comes downstairs. He admits he thought Benji was in the house, so he had to check. Ava confronts him and asks if he hurt her father and mother. He refuses to answer the question and instead puts his gun on the table. Ava explains that she was a loyal and faithful wife, insisting that she didn't cheat on him with Benji. But Dallas is convinced she is lying. Ava then mocks him by saying Benji is good in bed and is so much better than him. Ooh, girl is messy. Dallas snaps and hits her. He punches Ava, grabs her by the neck, and throws her to the floor. Dallas admits to killing his father because he used to hurt his mother. When he turns, Ava grabs her phone and calls the police, reporting that her ex-husband beat her up. She grabs a gun from under the table and tells Dallas not to taunt her, but Dallas challenges her to shoot, and before he can take another step, she pulls the trigger. What a badass beach. She done shot his ass into the next Tyler Perry movie. The police arrive later, and Rona mentions the restraining order against Dallas. Ava and her family find the Bertrands in the hospital. Another Bertrand boy has been shot, and they also blame Ava for Dallas's death. Ava warns them one last time not to push good people too far, and then she finally walks away from them. And the movie ends. Hollywood needs to hire Megan Good again. I missed her. What did y'all think of this one?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.